Hi guys. Hi
Hi.
Ray.
Hi,
How
Kelvin.
you
How are
doing?
you? Hi,
I'm
I'm well.
great. Today, Irish is not around again. This is getting serious.
Well, we have Chigor
Hi.
in the house.
Yes, we have Chigor here with us. Hi Chigor,
Hi.
nice to meet you.
Hi. How are you?
Okay.
Fine,
We're great.
fine.
How you
I'm
doing?
fine. I'm fine.
Oh,
Awesome.
okay. So without wasting much time, let's get into our discussion proper. A lot has been happening in the Big Brother house, like from evictions on Sunday and up till now. I just feel like the real drama is coming out. Like we're beginning to figure out that these guys are not who they've painted themselves to be. First of all, I'm going to start off with Neil. I was very surprised that he was among the bottom four. So that sort of made me confused. Like he's one of my favorites. So I've been asking people, what exactly don't you guys like about this guy? What exactly is the problem? He has to be there for V because he can't leave. Oh.
I think people don't like the fact that he's a backbiter. Like he would, go and gossip about one person and then immediately just go back to the same person and start smiling with them. Like he didn't just, talk about the person behind the person's back. I think he's a pretender. At least as far as I've gathered of other people's opinion, even if I've not really been catching up on the show, but I've been, following up online and I'm seeing that Neo, like he was my fave too. And I said this at the beginning of our show that he talks too much. He talks too much. Like he's a fine boy. He should not be talking too much. He talks too much. And when you talk too much, you start saying rubbish. So that's what his problem is.
I would agree with Ire here. Like he talks a lot. Like he talks too much, and sometimes he now ends up saying things that he's not supposed to say when he's talking. Cause yeah, he says things and it gets out of hand. And he always like he goes to one person. Like okay, I've seen something he did to V, that he was telling some kind of people that it was V that chased him and blah 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 blah, that kind of thing. So like the guy he's too much, I beg, and he's trying to play like past housemates script, and that thing always backfires. Yeah, it always backfires. Anytime someone does that, they end up going really quickly. So that's my take on the new situation.
So there was a discussion. There was a discussion on Sunday night in the kitchen between Erica, Kid, and Tolani Badge about how if Kid becomes head of house, who he was going to pick, and blah blah blah. And Erica said that he was going to pick Tolani Badge, and like miracle, like joke, Kid became head of house, and he chose Tolani Badge. I'm like, how did this happen?
Yeah, please. What happened with that one?
I don't know. Erica considers her a friend, but me, I feel like Erica doesn't have any friend in that house. The only friend that she might actually have is Kidwire.
I know it's crazy to me. I mean, I feel like Erica feels like she's safe in the house, and if push comes to shove, and if she's up for eviction, people will not vote her out, and that's why she gave up her spot. Because normally, like everybody would just expect that Kid will pick her.
No, the rule is if you're head of house, if you're head of house and you pick somebody as your deputy, if that deputy becomes head of house anytime, that person cannot pick you again. That's why.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow. Wow. Wow, that's crazy. And it's the same Tolani that talks about Erica to View. Can you imagine?
Erica is the toxic one in that house, to be very honest with you. She's the toxic one.
Hey, they have come. Oh, they have come. Erica's enemies, they are here. Please.
Erica trust me, that girl is going to cause a lot of problem in that house. She's controlling Kid now. Now she wants to recruit Lekon back into her carcass. It can never work. Lekon has been delivered and she will never drag him back into it.
How is she toxic? How is she toxic? How is she controlling Kid? Are you Are you joking? First of all, Lekon has not been delivered. Lekon is the cause of his own problem. Let me tell you, nobody put him in that situation. She did not beg him to go and be assuming things. He has always been in the friend zone. He has always been in the friend zone. She liked him, yes, but just because of his intellect or whatever it is. But like, of you know what, I don't want to be saying this obviously thing, because people will think that I'm just being very superficial, and it's like, oh, how can you think that Erica can be with Ileko? But that's not my point here. My point is, we all know, like, it's so obvious who she's attracted to. So like, why is he trying to waste his own time? Do you get me? Like, and people are now, he's not painting her to be bad, and I have a problem with that, because she's not begging to go and think any, like, that's your business, period. I don't want to talk too much about this Lekon boy.
Yeah, and the way he's going around the house talking about her is crazy.
He's talked about her to everybody, and I just don't think that if you really cared about somebody, that would be your mission. Like, you'll be hurt that the person doesn't feel the same way, but then you keep that feeling to yourself. Like, at least talk to one person at most. Like why are you spreading gist around the house? Like, I don't like boys like that. He talks too much too.
In the past, how many days now, there's just been a lot of fight with Watoni. I think Watoni feels like she's ready to go home. Watoni, Lucy, who else is causing another trouble there? Praise. I don't like that guy. I don't know. So, Lucy, I like her. I like her troubles. I like her wahala. But Watoni is the one that people do not like. So, even if she decides to be troublesome, I'm not sure they'll save her. What do you guys think?
I mean, with Watoni, I don't know. Honestly, like, I don't understand her sometimes. I just feel like she overreacts sometimes, and it's just unnecessary sometimes. I just don't know. I feel like, the whole I'm an adult thing that these older generation guys like to do is really getting into her head, and she feels like, oh, that I'm with you guys, I'm 30, you guys are 24, 23, whatever their ages are, so like, I feel like that is really getting into her head, and she just is not allowing her ease into the house properly, and that's why she keeps having problems with different people, because she just feels higher than everybody else, and she's always getting into fights. With Lucy, I don't know. At first, I was indifferent about her. Then she was annoying me when Katrina was still in the house. Then I started to pity her. So, like, my emotions about Lucy have been up, down, center, middle, front, back, everything. Just all over the place. What do you think, Chigor?
Well, I feel like, first of all, Waton is petty. I feel like when things don't go her way, she tends to take it out of hand. Do you understand? And she has a problem with you, she will give you attitude. She won't come to you and tell you, okay, see the problem I have with you. She'll just start giving you attitude out of nowhere. Exactly. And you may not even know that you did something to her or something. She'll just start giving you attitude all of a sudden. Do you understand? And then for Lucy, well, I just feel like Lucy blows things out of proportion. If you do something to her, she tends to take it out. Even when you apologize, she'll still continue shouting, and she shouts a lot. Sometimes when you come to her to maybe ask her what you did wrong, or ask her a simple question, when she doesn't maybe find it appealing, she starts to shout, and sometimes you might think it's like maybe her coming at you, and then you start shouting. That's how everything will just. So I think my own is that Lucy should stop shouting. That's just my own take on this thing.
Anyway, my final thoughts are, one, everybody should free Erica. I just don't feel like she's really done anything in that house that should warrant all the hate that they're trying to throw. They should free her. All the hate that people are trying to throw at her outside the house, like, you guys really need to calm down and think about these things objectively. Like, if you were in her shoes and you had two guys on your case, and one that you really didn't even give.
Really? Two guys?
Edna, is it not two guys? Is it not Kid and Lekon? That are the two main guys,
Kid is already a minus. Take Kid out of that equation. Did you hear when Erica went and told Kid that Lekon said to her that after the show that they were going to develop their friendship? Kid then said, "Is it in Abuja or in London?" Continue.
I feel like Kid really likes her, Sha. That's what I think, you know.
Yeah, I can feel the love from this side, but I don't know what they're doing based on defining their relationship.
I've said it before, Kid is not to be trusted.
Actually, do you know, funnily enough, I feel like he can be trusted. Like, at first, I thought he was a playboy, but, like, for some reason, I just get the feeling that he can be trusted and, like, he really likes her. I don't know. I mean, we might end up being, it might turn out that we're wrong about him, but we'll see how things go. I mean, there's still so much time.
Well, let's just note the fact that he has stopped flirting. He has stopped flirting, at least not the way he used to before. So at least that's a welcome development.
Kaisha left on Sunday. We didn't talk about that, sadly. And people didn't want Kaisha to go.
Yeah, her eviction came just close to the time when she was beginning to show her fire side, when she gave Nengi the washing of her life.
We didn't even talk about Nengi. Like, that's how irrelevant she's become. Wow. Crazy. No offense. Like, I actually wasn't even trying to throw shade. I just was saying, like, yikes.
So there's a little drama going on in the house now. Like, that would just be like my final note as we begin to round up. So they're preparing for their wager tax this week because you know Big Brother is away. I don't know whether he's sick or I don't get the idea of why he's not going to be speaking throughout the week. But then the task for this week is a poem battle or something. So and they were talking about it, trying to figure out how to go about it. Then Kid, in the process of trying to get them to cooperate and all, now said, well, if they like, they should continue, that he's going to be here till next week. And then that's indirectly saying you get. So Lucy wasn't having it at all. Lucy got up and walked away. Dorothy joined her. Wartoni also joined her. And then we now saw the guys in that house, they are all gossips. Going about they'll say one thing to Kid. Don't worry, that thing you said, is very painful, but don't worry, because we know you understand. They will go to Lucy and say something else. So it was just nah. So that's why I'm saying that Kid is not humble. So that part already is one side. Then he already has all of them figured out. So he's just playing on their emotions. So that's, I don't know, it's going to be crazy this week. I hope they even win that wager.
Yeah, we'll see how this week plays out, really. We'll see how this week plays out.
Okay, we've got to go. Chigor, anything you want to add before we go?
Well, I just want to say something about Kid. Yeah, the stuff he said yesterday doesn't really mean that he's arrogant. That's like the first time we've seen that side of him. So I don't think we should conclude on the fact that maybe he's arrogant or maybe he's not humble, something like that. I don't think we should conclude yet until maybe he does something else. That's what I feel.
Thank you so much. Bye. Have a nice day, guys. Bye.
Bye.